and welcome to another episode of Strictly Chat and Dance with myself, Lou, and the gorgeous Jo. And we're here to discuss what happened on this weekend's Strictly Come Dancing. It was week 6.
Yeah.
It was week 6, and it was another fantastic weekend of dancing.
Motzi was back. What did you think?
Motzi was back. I don't mind Motzi. I think she's got a good personality. She's cheerful. She's most of the time constructive. A lot of the stuff she says is like, what are you talking about? But it's, I don't mind Motzi at all. No. Not at all. How do you feel about her?
Did you miss Anton?
I don't know if I missed Anton. He hasn't been there long enough for me to miss him, but I did enjoy Anton's stint in the chair, that's for certain.
Ooh,
Let's just start with who was in the bottom 2 this week, which was Clara and Jamie, which was a little bit of a surprise. And who ended up going home?
Clara.
Wow.
She's 2 bad weeks, hasn't she? She's had now.
Yeah.
So her jive, flat-footed, not helped by flat shoes.
Don't know what's going on with these professionals.
Why are they putting them in trainers? Okay, a professional going into a trainer still knows how to do their technique.
Yeah.
Put a non-professional, put the celebrity in a flat shoe, they will use the whole flat shoe. They won't stay where they should be, and the heels would keep their weight forward.
Different if they're doing 40s swing or something like that, and very much an improvised routine. But this is not. This is a structured routine, and it's meant to be ballroom jive with a little twist on it.
Exactly, but it was predominantly ballroom jive, and she had a flat trainer on, and that did not help her at all.
No. So she ended up in the bottom of the leaderboard. She only got a 6 from Craig, 6 from Shirley, and a 7 from Motzi. Obviously, Motzi was feeling, because she had so many mistakes. It was... Now, don't get me wrong, I love Clara and I've felt for her, and if she'd have nailed that jive, it would have been one of the classics. Absolutely one of the classics.
Really looking forward to seeing it because she was in the dance-off. We were like, right, come on then, what have you got? Let's go. Yeah. And about 40 seconds in, maybe even less than that, she started with her mistakes again.
So it's littered with mistakes, but I don't actually think that was her fault. I thought it was a far too difficult a routine for her. I think the music was too fast for a beginner. Yes, they've been dancing a while, but there's no way you can learn the technique you actually need to be able to dance to that speed of music in that short amount of time in trainers. There's just no way. So I blame Aliash for that. I think he overdid the routine. Even at the end of the routine, he was exhausted.
Yeah.
Which says to me it was too much.
Full-on routine. Yeah.
So I feel sorry for Clara because she really had it in her to be a finalist this year. But what she did do and what she did do correct looks great. She's a great dancer. So a real shame.
Absolutely.
So
and then you mentioned Jamie. So Jamie's tango, because he was in the bottom 2.
Yes.
Didn't necessarily, for me, he wasn't my other person that I'd chosen along with Clara to be in the bottom 2. That was JJ. Jamie did a good tango. His frame, his elbows were a little bit on the low side. Looked amazing. I loved his outfit.
Suit.
Yeah.
Great suit. Looks good in a suit.
Little red touch on the shirt coming out the end of his sleeves. Made a big impact.
Yeah.
I thought he did a really good jive.
Wasn't
jive?
Jive?
Didn't do a jive.
Did a tango.
He did do a good ballroom tango.
So that would have been one hell of a mistake for a jive. That would have been in a suit dancing tango. I loved it. I love Jamie. I love his conviction to all the dances. I love he's got his own sort of little style. It's not perfect by no means. He's not technically brilliant, but you want to watch him.
Yes. His personality is really coming through.
Totally.
I've really warmed to him. Initially, I thought he was there for a bit of a laugh, a bit of a joke.
Yeah.
But how passionate he is that he's waited a whole year, having tried to do it last year and got injured, and come back. And he is committed.
Totally.
Really, really is. He's not doing it for a laugh and a joke. He
really
fallen in love with it. And I think that first knock when right at the very beginning with his cha-cha gave him a real shock, and he was like, oh no, I really want to do it. I really want it.
Like he says, he's waited a year to get back on that programme. So he needs to make and wants to make the most of it. And Karen looked amazing in her outfit. She's really come into her own this year. I mean, she's been on the programme now for 9 years.
Yeah.
For a long time, and she's never really made an impact. It was Kevin, because they used to be married, made the impact, but Karen never really has. But she's definitely shone a bit brighter than the other professionals this year, I think. Anyway, and we've seen her live in dance shows as well, and she's been fantastic in those. So yeah, and it was good to have a proper tango music as well for the tango, and I think that really helps, especially when you're trying to get that character.
I liked the fact that actually I quite like those tangos that are Argentine or ballroom tango, where the music plays between the two.
Me too.
And they played on that. There was a few elements of Argentine tango that Karen choreographed through that because of the music, which I really enjoy.
Yeah. So to me, that's the sort of Argentine music. If I was going to do Argentine tango, as you know, I hate it. But if I was, it's that sort of blend of music that I really enjoy. I would enjoy dancing to that Argentine tango, but I think it works way better for a ballroom tango, for definite.
So my other bottom was JJ.
Yeah.
With his...
so JJ was doing his
Viennese
waltz.
It's... Okay, so this week they played the emotion card, didn't they? And he did give us emotion. He was quiet, understated,
boring,
well done,
boring,
but boring. You know, they even played the kilt card, didn't they, this week as well? And all of that has worked in his favour, and he's got through.
I think it can only be what's getting him through, because his dancing, he's not improving, he's not getting any better. He's got to where he's going to get to. He's not going to improve because it's flat now. The last few weeks, it's just been like that. He's not improved, unlike Jamie, who you can see is improving every single week.
And it's an entertainment show, and you want the performance.
Definitely.
And you're not getting that from Jamie. I'm not getting that from Jamie.
Don't you mean JJ?
Is it going to be one of those nights?
I think so.
It's going to be a really long film. I'm really sorry.
JJ. We've done Jamie.
We have.
It's an innocent mistake.
Yeah, there may be more. Yeah, I don't have much to say because I didn't particularly enjoy it. It was nice enough.
It's just, I'm finding JJ, he's loving the whole experience, but he's just not performing. I don't know if he just doesn't know how to, he's not capable of doing it, but he loves it so much, he's just doing it all for himself, which is not what you do on Strictly. If you're on a programme, you're there to entertain the people watching you. If you want to just have private lessons and, you know, go and have private lessons with Amy if you want to do that. JJ has had his day, I think, and I think he needs to go because the other dancers are much better. How he got a 9 from Shirley, there says it all, I don't know, because it wasn't even that good for a Viennese waltz. I didn't think so. No drive or anything.
But she'd obviously clearly seen an improvement in his footwork from last week, which is what she's registering and marking him for.
But I think
overall the marks I thought were better this week. More reflective.
Way more consistent.
Yeah.
In general for the whole show.
Yeah.
Because the last couple of weeks, they've been up. It's just like
a bit over enthusiastic with their scores.
It's like we're all watching different things, which has just been really bizarre. So I don't know if the producers have said to the judges, "Hang on a minute."
I think they've realised that actually, hang on a second, it's a shorter run. And now we're halfway. Yeah. You know, next week it's the quarterfinals. You can't be just banging the scores out if they're not producing quality.
No, exactly.
Ready for the quarterfinals next week.
So it was definitely more consistent. Bill Bailey, he was doing his jive this week, and I was worried. I was worried when I knew that Bill was doing a jive, but he did all right. He did. It wasn't brilliant. And he did make a little mistake.
It was a couple of mistakes. So he had a mistake in his kick section, which he picked up really quickly. And then when they were doing their rotating chassis around the end, near the end, Oti was keeping him on time. He wasn't getting around on time, and she was really yanked him around.
He's probably knackered.
I'd have been probably at that speed.
Definitely.
It was a high speed dance. I didn't like their trick. I thought that went a bit clumsy. You know, he jumped on her and had to turn over.
Oh yeah, that.
That didn't.
No, it didn't
float
quite
the boat.
work, did it?
Other times, other dances, other people, it's really worked, but it
That one
felt a
yeah,
bit
when
clunky.
where they jump on them and they're
Yeah.
like, it doesn't even look nice.
Yeah.
Does it? It
Not-
doesn't look nice. And that partnership certainly didn't look right.
No.
I think it works with a younger person, but not with someone of Bill's age, which is not far from mine, so I'm not going to say anything.
But despite all of that, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I completely supported him in it. He did have a really good attempt at his technique.
He did.
So you could see his body position. She'd really coached him well on his body position.
Shoes. He had the correct shoes on for a ballroom jive.
Yeah, he had his Latin shoes on. So overall, what did he end up with? 3/8.
3/8, and that was the
That was
perfect score
exactly
for him.
right.
That's exactly what
Yeah.
he deserved. It wasn't his dance, that's for certain. I didn't like the rock thing. I didn't like the rock
Did you?
theme.
I don't know whether you'd realised the t-shirts. It was Bill Bailey's face.
Was it? No, I don't
Yes,
even. I don't
with the
remember seeing it. I was
skull-
too
the
busy watching the technique.
skull and crossbones. I did
Yeah.
a bit of research afterwards, and that's actually Bill's face.
Ah,
there.
was it? I'm gonna have to go
Yes,
back
for
and
the
have a
rock.
look at that
Yes.
for definite.
You'll
But,
see it later when I go and do my fashion review
Oh
when
yes,
we get home.
yes.
You'll notice.
So if you want to catch up with things like fashion review with Joe, and I do a little music review as well, come and join us on our Facebook page, Strictly Come Dancing, Chat and Dance. You are more than welcome, and you get extra little tidbits in there, and you can chat with all the other members as well, because they are going mental at a weekend when the programme's on. They're loving it. So that's really, really good. So come and join us on our Facebook group page.